Hey yo, my Potatus friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to the Summer Coaster Contest. We have 4 of the craziest looking coasters we've seen in this entire competition here today, and we're going to be kicking it off with Summer Breeze, created by Finnr, a unranked and now builder in this community. And here they say, dueling coasters based on 2 different resorts that I used to visit in Thailand during the summer. The coasters are Summer and Breeze. This build for me is solely made for nostalgia. Both coasters have a photo, and there is a small souvenir shop as well. Meant to be a tropical forest, I like the Breeze side just a bit more than the Summer side. Let me know your opinion. I hope you enjoy Finnr. Cool. All right, I actually think I like the Summer side a little bit more in terms of the coaster layout, but it's really hard to tell. There's a lot of chaos going on here, a lot of fun and somewhat organized chaos, right? There's a lot of dueling interactions between these 2 coasters, and I really like that. But when we're in the neck of the forest there, the neck of the woods, it's hard to, it's disorientating, right? But I think there was something about the coaster layout that I like slightly more about the Summer than I did for the Breeze. But we did one at day, one at night. Very fun overall. I think there's a lot of good aspects to these coaster designs, interactions as mentioned, very smooth as well. There wasn't a whole lot of, there weren't very many hiccups or anything like that throughout the coaster experience, and it's just a lot of scenery. I think it's a little bit claustrophobic, I would say, like in terms of a footprint. Like there's a lot going on here. Like there's no good angle to get like a composition, right? Like where am I taking my screenshot? Where, you know, how am I presenting this? What is the best angle to showcase this creation? It's really hard to get in there and find the right angle. So I think you just need to clear the woods a little bit and try to build up a focal point, and then give it some breathing room for the artistry, right? Maybe if you had like the Summer Breeze here and you had an opening in the trees or something, so we can see those coasters get kind of hyped up about them. And maybe you could even have like the sun here and then some like wind blowing, like some logo or something, right? And then try to create that composition, because now suddenly we're getting a little, whoops, my bad. We're getting some foreshadowing of what to get excited about, right? We can see that creation there, you know, and just start to build that composition. And that's what I was trying to say about creating some breathing room, creating that focal point, and create like what is your selling point and how are you going to capture that as a composition. And you know, you definitely did a good job at filling the scenery. Like when we're on the coaster experience, there's stuff to look at everywhere, but pulling away from that experience, it does just feel like an untrimmed forest. So I think some suggestions there I made could go a little ways with your future builds. If anyone else has some critiques or suggestions, feel free to fire away down in the comments below. But I think it's a very, very strong build for an unranked brand new builder to this community. Kicking off the episode is Finnr. Welcome, welcome. All right, what do we have here? Ladies and gentlemen, it's X Factor, created by Potatus, an expert. And here they say, "Hi Johnny, I wasn't sure about what to make related to summer, so I ended up with a realistic funfair theme. Sadly, I ran out of time, and so the area looked quite bland. Either way, I'm pretty happy with the coaster itself and the fun house." All right, our first ever realistic funfair coaster. I'm not mad at it. This is quite cool, actually. All right, there it is. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Funfair. I actually like this concept. I mean, it looks like a funfair coaster. Absolutely. It's a simple, small, clean coaster layout design. I really like the idea of the funhouse. Originally, I kind of cut it from the video you guys didn't see, but I thought this was the queue. And then I started walking through it and I got to here and it wouldn't let me up. And if you could have somehow managed to do that, where this was the queue and actually having us go through the funhouse to get to the coaster, kind of would have been sick. And you know, like the coaster as it is, it's not bad, right? But it's not over the top. Like, this is a competition. It's a coaster contest after all. So I don't think it's winning any contests, but I digress. I think it could, right? What are the elements that you would need to add to a funfair to elevate it so that it can be an award-winning, you know, contest winner? I think that is just punching up the fairground more and more and more, adding more of those flat rides, adding more of that theming, adding more of those carnival games, midway games, and all that stuff into the queue, but also into the scenery. Maybe we could have a lot more of a light show at nighttime and, you know, just really jazz up the nightlife and keep pushing the lights. Like, I want to see more of those bulby carnival lights all over the place, just everywhere. And when we go to night, it's just a spectacle, right? There's definitely a lot of ways you could push this in terms of funfair that can have a wow factor, but it's still a very challenging thing to do. I think best case scenario, you do the best ever funfair. Is it still going to be a top 3 contender for this bracket, considering what other people have been putting out? Potentially. It's you've boxed yourself into a corner with this one by trying to do something extremely challenging that is, you know, traditionally not something that is going to knock our socks off for a competition. However, I still think it's a fun creation. You know, this is what you wanted to do. It's your personality. When you think of summer, you think of fun fairs. That is something that you relate to, some nostalgia for you. So you're doing what what the heart wants. And this is your submission, and it's still a very fun one at that. And we get to see you express yourself through your fun factor, X Factor, summer fun fair theme. I think it's fun. So good job on this one, Potatus. Can't wait to see what you do next. Okay, what is this monstrosity? Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Temple of Tilt, created by Zero Star and Advanced Builder. And here they say, a mysterious temple that can learn the forces of the tilt element. Who built it? The aliens, bones, or humans? What? Also, a flat ride is included in this blueprint. This is the first time I built a dueling tilt coaster. Can you face the duality of the tilt? Pick your side. This blueprint required a pre-order access in order to place it. If you don't have the pre-order access, you won't get to build it. If I didn't have it, you'd be disqualified. This is for the Channel 5 Summer Coaster Contest, even in its summer tourist attraction. Boom, there it is. Holy freaking Toledos. This is wild, zany, crazy, and honestly, I kind of love it. The POV view, the first person at daytime, was fast. It was exhilarating. It was wild. We had so much speed and height coming off of that drop there. It was fast and furious. I quite like the POV. Other than the flailing arms, I apologize for that. In fact, I like it so much, and the flailing arms was kind of annoying, that why don't we check it out one more time in front bumper, and then we can get the true, authentic experience here for daytime. Sorry, I got a phone call there. Yeah, I just wanted to check it out one more time in track view without any flailing arms. Let's check this out. right, there it is. Yeah, it's quite fun. It's over the top. It's wild. I mean, I don't know what is up with these flailing arms and spinning heads and all sorts of craziness. It's Zero Star's personality, larger than life, just going crazy with the floating rocks and giant donut monsters. I don't even know. It's chaos, absolute chaos. Everywhere I look, it's chaos. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. You're having fun, you're doing something big, and it's quite amazing and hilarious. But the coaster experience was good. Oh, he's crying too. Oh no, he's shooting lasers? No, he's crying. Yeah, the coaster experience is good. I think the art needs some refinement, but at the same time, I can't really say that when you're trying to be this bold, you know? You're going crazy, and it screams crazy. I don't know what to say anymore, guys. I do not. You're the judges at the end of the day. You'll determine if Zero Star wins in the top 3 of the advanced builder bracket. And honestly, I think it could. It has potential. The coasters were fun. The art's insane. There's a lot of movers, there's a lot of sequencers, and there's a lot going on. So there you go. Great job on this one, Zero Star. Let's go check out our last creation of the day. Okay, last up, ladies and gentlemen, goes to Ammada Resort by Mystic Falls, a pioneer in this community. And here they say, hi, I made Ammada Resort, a resort that caters to all creatures, big, small, evil, alien, fairy tale, you name it, because even dragons deserve a vacation, right? This is my first time creating a coaster. I'm not that good at layout and not much of a coaster head, but absolutely love to create in Ammada Resort. That is the main focus and experience. Be sure to check it out at nighttime too, for it is fully lit. Note, please follow the instructions in the description. Sign in the blueprint for the best experience. Big fan of your guys' work. Had a lot of fun in creating this coaster. I don't see any, I don't know what they mean by the instructions. Well, hopefully this all works out. Holy good googly moogly, this is amazing. Unfortunately, we can't do track view where there's no flailing. Oh, maybe we can. I was gonna say, because looks like there's something about this where there's like ice cream on it. Oh, that's cute. No, we can actually do front bumper, so that's what we're gonna do. Wow, freaking wait. That is spectacular. Okay. Whew. There's so much. I'm so overwhelmed. They are, yeah, like, okay, no, I walked up the exit, but the entrance is right here. So the queue is actually only this long. So I did not go up the exit. In theory, you get up here to the exit, and that is the queue. So I did it right. Yay, hooray for me. There's so much here to talk about. I mean, you don't even need to talk about it, really. I think it speaks for itself visually. The nighttime lighting was pretty incredible at that. I mean, this whole thing is very magical. Mystic Falls showing a lot of personality in this build. Now, they said they weren't good at coasters, and I think your approach was very smart. What you did is you created you paced the coaster in a way where it was slow, and it was like taking us through. It's almost like a dark ride, right? But in the sky with all of this craziness happening. You took us on a tour, if anything, right? And you just kind of glided a coaster around. But what you did here is you interacted, like we passed under the chair swing. That was cool. We went right between the go-karts, or the bumper cars. That was cool. Hugged the carousel. All of these moving pieces, things were on the track and they moved out of the way. Things went over the track. There's all this stuff to look at, these movers being used, and it was quite an experience through and through. I really do like and appreciate all the effort gone into the coaster experience, right? And I think you played it to your strengths. Artistry, you know, animators, movers, creating these cool scenes, and then you just kind of, you know, let the coaster just navigate through that. And it created for a very fun experience. I really like it. I don't know how I feel about this yellow and teal. It's a bit much. Like, at first I looked at this and I was like, it's a bit of an eyesore, but then once we're in the experience and flying around, I quite liked it, especially at night when those colors are a little less bright and we've seen a lot more of those pinks and blues kind of popping out. I think from the first person perspective it was a little bit nicer, but yeah, first glance I just thought it was a lot of yellow. It was hard to look at. So just color palette wise wasn't you know, the pasteliness. I do like the pasteliness over here, right? I would have gone with a different color choice. That's my personal preference, though. That's just not really a critique, more than anything, just a feeling I had towards it. But I do love this pasteliness, this clouds flying around. It's very whimsical, and it shows a lot of creativity and a lot of personality. This resort's fantastic. You said it was for all the different creatures, dragons, and all those different things, and we see that everywhere. It's a ton of fun. Yeah, one of the most fun creations of the contest in terms of characters, movers, and just a whimsical world. You took us through you took us out of Planet Coaster and you took us somewhere else, the Ammada Resort, created by Mystic Falls. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to conclude today's episode. What did you think of our 4 creations here? Quite different, zany, out of this world ones here today. I love how this was not planned and they're all just kind of over the top and nuts, and I love the crazy, you guys. An additional shout out to all our supporters. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. If you guys want to support, check out Patreon. Links are down in the description below, and that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.